How's it going, everybody? Rybread here today, and before we start this video, I'm just gonna first apologize for my voice if it sounds a little bit off, or maybe it's a little bit lower than usual. Like I mentioned in the last video, I went to the Toronto Buffalo game this weekend and lost my voice because I'm a Sabres fan, if you guys didn't know. So I was pretty happy about being at that game, and it was pretty fun to go to. But if you guys remember in the last video, we got eliminated by the Toronto Maple Leafs, so I'm still not their biggest fan. We were eliminated by them in the second round of the playoffs, so I was hoping for a deeper run because we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals the year before. But for year three, it wasn't too bad. But now we're going to start the draft and free agent signings for the year three offseason. I don't think we have to do a lot, but I don't think we have a lot of cap space either, so I don't foresee us signing a bunch of prospects. But I definitely think I'm going to target forwards in this draft because I know for the past couple of years we've been drafting defense and trying to get defenseman depth, but now we've got Jake Bean and Cal Foote, who was really good in the first series, and Jake McCabe obviously proved his worth after we went down 2-0 in the series against Toronto. When he came in, we pushed it to a game 7. So I definitely think I want to keep him on that bottom 6. But I think Cal Foote might be somebody I can partner with him. And then Bogosian and or Kulikov I can trade away because I think Jake Bean is still going to grow and he'll be that top 4. And again, we have Fowler and Risto up there on the top defensive pairing. I've been kind of wanting a better second line winger. Although Larson's been getting it done, hopefully somebody like Nylander, we've been waiting for him for this entire GM. I've been waiting for him to jump and actually play him in the NHL. So hopefully he makes that jump and I can play him maybe on the third line or the fourth line there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start the draft. I think we have most of our picks. I might have traded away like a second or something. Let me go see if our pick is... We still have our first round. Yep, there it is. So there we are. We're picking 24th. So I don't think we need to move up in the draft. There's nobody that I really want to target. We'll go ahead and check out the scouted players really quick. Nobody really looks like... I mean, there's these top 5 guys, but the things we'd have to give up to get up into the top 10, I think we'll be okay. We could actually go get... is that Nick Foote? Nolan Foote. We could actually draft the younger brother of Cal Foote. No, I don't know if it's his younger brother or not. He just got the same last name. But there's definitely some prospects here. Bottom 6, Gardner looks pretty good, or we could even stick with the defensive trend we've been sticking with these past couple of years. Obviously, there's Grebishkov. This guy, Nikolai Grebishkov, we've scouted him a couple times, so I know a little bit about him. I like to scout all around, as you guys have probably seen. Like even scouting Russia is kind of important because you get guys like that usually that are in the first 2 rounds. So yep, there's a bunch of defensemen went. Yep, there's Grebishov. So we might not get a top 6 player, but I definitely think we can get a decent player. Maybe a top 6 defenseman or a top 9 forward. Oh, here you go, Langfield, an American sniper. William Langfield, top 9 forward. So he's probably going to be maybe top 6, low top 6 potential. Maybe just he'll stick at top 9. But a sniping winger is what we need. We could also go here and get the Kim Helmersson out of Sweden, 19-year-old left-handed right-wing sniper. Looking at his categories, he's 19. How old is Langfield? Langfield's 18, so he won't be quite as good, but I'd rather go with him just because he's a little bit younger, gives him a little bit more time to grow. I'm skipping over these guys because I don't know too much about them. Or Sagan, power forward. We know he's going to be a top 6 forward. He's a sure thing. He's 18, left-handed, left wing, but he's exact top 6, so... I think Langfield would also be a top 6, but I can't decide here. Do we go with the power forward or the sniper? Because I feel like we got enough power forwards with guys like Bailey, and we got enough playmakers, but we don't have snipers. And I know you guys wanted me to get rid of Okposo in this draft, so I may or may not get rid of him just before the season starts or at the draft. But I think I'm going to go with the sniper. Please be a good pick. Yes, medium top 6. That's exactly what we needed because I didn't want Langheim or whatever that guy's name was. Sagan, I think it was, the power forward, to go ahead and be a better player than he was. So I'm going to go ahead and look at who's going to want some of our players real quick. I will be back if I have anything. If not, you'll probably just see the next screen. All right, guys, I'm back. I think I found a potential trade partner. I'm going to give away Zach Bogosian just because he's got the most salary cap, so that would open up a lot of space. Kulikov I also liked. He puts up more points than Bogosian. It's not like either of these guys really put up a ton of points. But we're going to trade for the very next pick in the draft so we can maybe go ahead and get another top 6 player because I looked at Langfield and he's only a 60 overall at 18, which is not too bad because he's got top 6 potential, but I'd like some more depth down there, especially forward-wise. So we're just going to go ahead and see if we can get their first round pick, trading away our second, so they get another pick in return. And we'll take Brooks Orpik off their hands. I know some of you guys might be like, why are you taking Brooks Orpik? But he's on an expiring contract, and it's $5.5 million. So I think this makes sense, and it should go through. They're a champion, so he'll help out their defensive core. Will it go through? And it does. All right, so we just cleared a lot of salary cap, and now we get a pick because we had to open up some space. I know everyone's going to be pissed, but we had to open up some space for the defenders that are like Cal Foote is going to step into that role next year. So we can go ahead and make it a pick here. Let's see if we can get some more forwards because I know I traded a bunch of forwards away. I think I remember doing that not too long ago. Let's see here. Yeah, there's the sniper, the top 9 sniper, or the exact power forward. These guys probably will be top 9 or top 6, excuse me, guys. So anyone here is going to be like a top 6 kind of player. I don't know if I want the defensive defenseman Gustafsson. He's got medium 70 potential, so he'll probably be like a top 4 defenseman. He's big. He's 17, so he's got a lot of time to grow. But I think I would rather go with forwards because if I can remember correctly, let me go ahead and Let's go ahead and look at the players we have in the system, the players who have not been signed yet. We do have some, but we don't have a lot of potential players. Like there's Langfield, we just drafted him. So, and then we have Cal Foote, Jake Bean, Brendan Gooley. Yeah, Gooley's coming up too. I forgot about Gooley. But we've got Asplund and Makinen, Bailey Olofsson, McNeely. So we might want to actually go ahead and draft that defensive prospect. But if you guys want me to trade away Okposo, I was looking at him, and I think we can get one more decent year out of Okposo. Just because he's listed as a first-line forward. 88 overall at 31. He shouldn't drop off too much. If he does, you guys can yell at me. I also noticed Kane's pretty upset because I haven't been doing a lot of team meetings. I've always gone against what he enjoys listening to. He's also pissed because we got eliminated. So is Jack Eichel. Maybe that's why he's not quite as high as he could be. I think everything's going to be fine, though, with morale. I don't think Kane has an influence on what kind of style Jack Eichel likes to hear. Anyway, I'm going to probably keep Okposo and go ahead and draft. Looking at the team, probably another forward, because I don't know if we need another top 4 defensive prospect. We have a top 6 defensive prospect right there. Besides, I could even move, one of these top 6 players for more picks or more assets, or I could even turn him into a young defenseman if I wanted. So we'll go ahead and take this exact top 6 power forward here. Hopefully he's high top 6, because that would be really good for us. But I'm assuming medium top 6. Alan Sagan, 18 years of age, power forward, 6'2", 207. Welcome to the Buffalo Sabres. And it's a low top 6 power forward. So not exactly what I wanted, but, it could have been worse. But exact top 6, I got a top 6 forward out of it. So maybe I should have taken that defenseman. And now we don't have a second because, as you guys saw, I traded away. So I'm thinking about going either a goalie prospect or a defensive prospect here with the 3rd round pick. Or maybe we don't even have our 3rd. Are we going all the way to the 4th round? I don't even know what picks we have. It's been so long. All right. Apparently, we don't have a pick for a while. So, yeah, 4th round. There goes a low backup potential goalie. So, we'll see what we can get out of the 4th round. It's probably not going to be a ton of potential, but we'll go ahead and see. AHL bottom 6 forwards. AHL top 2 defensemen. Exact, but there's lots of forwards here, is what it's looking like. See if we can get a defensive prospect. AHL top 2. These guys would probably be AHL top 2. These guys might be more likely to. This guy, I kind of like the way this guy looks. 18, right-handed defensive defenseman. Medium AHL top 4 potential. So he could be AHL top 2. Probably a 7th defenseman. So I might be better off going with one of these guys up here. An AHL bottom 6 forward that would maybe turn into a bottom 6 NHL forward, or probably more likely an AHL top 6. So there's not a lot of depth here. So I'll just go ahead and make a pick. I'll go for that defenseman, and hopefully he turns out to be something. This guy, because he's supposed to go in the 4th or 5th round, and he's a low AHL top 2, so he's basically trade bait at this point. Low AHL top 2 is really not, anything special. I just like drafting these guys because, as you saw last season, I was able to flip some of these guys for some decent players. AHL top 6 defenseman. I don't even know what to draft anymore. I'll probably just take a couple, just a flyer pick here or there. Low bottom 6 forward. Okay, I'll take that. It's not too bad. For the 5th round to get NHL potential players, I'm definitely okay with that. Oh, we got another pick here in the 5th round. Let's go ahead and see if they've got any goalies. There's any goalie prospects here for us to take, because goalies are always good trade bait too. AHL fringe goalie. These are all undrafted potential though, or projection. Fringe goalie starter. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any goalies that would benefit our team at this point. So I think I might as well just go ahead and take some some players that have somewhat moderate of a potential. We'll go ahead and snag another defensive defenseman. Why not? Screw it. And low AHL top 2 again, so not a lot of options left. Usually when you get into the later years of your GM sims, they start to have lesser prospects. It's thinner anyway. We'll just go ahead and take, I don't know, one of these Canadian guys. Actually, we'll take the Swedish guy. Why not? And medium AHL top 6 potential. That's fine. I might just sim the rest of the draft actually, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch this. It's not very exciting, especially since we're no longer in the rebuild mode. So these are just picks trying to fill out our team. But I do like the picks of Langfield and Sanheim, or not Sanheim, Sagan. And we were also able to get rid of Bogosian and his contract, and now we filled out the spot on the roster. Okay, that's fine. Delorier. He's not happy that we traded him away. I wish I could talk to Kane and just say, hey, by the way, it's nothing against you. See, I don't like the fact that these guys are disengaged and disgruntled. That's not a very good sign to me. Hopefully, I'm not ruining Jack Eichel. If you guys are noticing any warning signs, please let me know. Because I don't want to make Eichel worse. And Kane is an 80 overall, who's originally an 86. So hopefully I can make him happy. Okposo's a leader in the locker room too, so he's the kind of guy that I would want to keep around. I'm liking the forward core though. If some of our players grow and jump, I'd really like to see that. I'll just go ahead and cut out the re-sign phase for you guys because I don't think there's a lot of big splashy signings I have to do. And you guys probably don't want to see me just re-sign a whole bunch of players. So I will catch you up on what I've done as soon as I've done it. All right, I am back. So you'll be able to see here when I advance the day who re-signed and who I decided to re-sign. There was really no big name players. I brought back some of our bottom 6 players. I'm hoping to get Kane happier though because I don't like that fact that he's an 80 overall right now and he's supposed to be a top 6 winger for us. So here we go. We'll just go ahead and advance the day really quickly. See who re-signs. Hopefully I didn't do anything stupid. I re-signed Falk for depth down there in the AHL. Cal O'Reilly, more depth. So I gave McCabe. I'll just go ahead and show you how many years I gave most people. I tried to keep everyone along the same kind of timeline. There were really no young guys that we had to re-sign. So let's just go ahead and sort by overall here. So as you can see, we're signed through 2020, 22, 23 with some of the guys that, you know, I think are going to be mainstays. Sam Reinhart's going to come up here, but we've got Kulikov coming off the books after this season. Reinhart there, keep going. Not a lot has changed. Jake Bean, we're going to have to re-sign next year, so we'll probably have to just find a replacement for Kulikov. We're going to have to sign some AHL depth in free agency, though. Not a lot of our guys are quality enough to start in the AHL. I signed Baptiste for 3 years, so I tried to get a lot of players expiring in 22, 23. I signed McCabe and Foligno also are trying to expire in 22, 23, because I don't think the kind of players that I want to keep around, like, to the Eichel re-signing. I re-signed Bonino for a decent amount of years, but we could always trade him away during this season, which is why I signed him to a decent contract, 2.65. You know, for a third-line center, that's pretty good. Hopefully he doesn't drop off or Gergensons jumps up a little bit and we can put Bonino there on the 4th line, which would be pretty good. Carrier was already signed. I signed Foligno, but I decided to let Delorier go as well. Just because that's 2 players that are taking time away from younger guys. Like maybe this is Nylander's year to jump and actually become part of the squad. I think I'm going to play him in the NHL regardless. He seems to be really happy, and his passing is at a 94. Offensive awareness is at a 92. He may be a little bit of a liability defensively, so that's why I think playing him, you know, on the bottom 6 might be good for him, because like puck skills and skating wise, he's great. His shot has a lot to be desired, but his senses. There's some categories are jumping off the charts and others are not doing so well. Kane needs to be happy. It's as simple as that. Hopefully he gains morale again when we start the season and he's playing. Maybe Gooley's going to jump up so that I'll play him on the top defensive pairing in the AHL, or he could even make it up to the NHL, and we'd have to find a spot for him. But I definitely think, so that's what we're going to do there. Goalie-wise, I let Neuvirth go, so we're going to have to sign a backup if Ullmark doesn't jump. I might go ahead and sign a backup anyway. We've got 6.48 or 6.418 million of cap space available, so that's kind of my vision with the team right now. We'll go ahead and get to free agency and then see who is there. I don't think I have to sign anybody else, so that shouldn't pop up. But yeah, so if Kane is if Kane is happier, Brady Austin. Oh, that's right. I think I didn't know what to do with him, so I might just sign him because he'll be AHL depth. But we need defensemen down there in the AHL for sure. It's fine. 69 overall, so we're definitely going to have to go for those younger guys that can play down in the AHL and give us some depth there. Advance a day. Let's see, probably will resign. There we go. And we'll go ahead and sim to free agency again. So yeah, like I'm saying, if Kane, I'm going to keep Okposo for 1 year. And if Kane continues to be like a locker room cancer, I'm definitely going to try and trade him away earlier on in the season than not. And maybe Jack Eichel's morale style will change, but let's go ahead and see who is available in free agency. Matt Duchene, Blake Wheeler, Wayne Simmons, Artemi Panarin. A lot of big name first line guys that, I could maybe go out and acquire. It could be a kind of a situation where I trade away a guy like Okposo, who's 31, and then try and sign, Panarin or Skinner or somebody like that, and then really get a really, really good player there. Jake Gardiner and Tyler Myers are the best defensemen available. Connor Sheary is more depth down there. There's Tyler Ennis, wants $4.8 million. Always wants a gigantic contract. Franson McGinn. So a lot of former Sabres out here in free agency. So there's Jack Roslovic. Actually, I've actually met him in person. He's a really, really good guy. And actually, he's going to be a good NHL player. But we'll go ahead and look at UFAs because we don't want to give up any of our picks for somebody like that. So here are the list of guys. Not a lot we need to do. I don't think we need to sign any defenseman prospects, but maybe I trade away Okposo or I trade away Kane now and use the salary I saved from Kane and go ahead and sign Artemi Panarin. Or I could trade away Kane and Okposo and get Panarin and Nyquist. Would you imagine that? Wow. I wouldn't want to give these guys 6 years, 5 years maybe. Like Henrique, 3 years is kind of more what I'm looking for. Like a guy like Skinner. He's be that perfect line or that perfect second line winger. So give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and think about this, and I'll cut this part of the video out. I'll be right back. So guys, here's the one trade I'm gonna make. I tried to get rid of Evander Kane, but nobody wanted to take on his salary. So I think I'm going to just trade away Brandon Peary. We didn't use him anyway, so I definitely think that he's expendable. We'll go ahead and maybe hopefully get a fourth back for him from the Islanders. Let's see. Will it go through? Rejected. It's not up to snuff. Okay, maybe we get a fifth round out of it. I'm willing to go as low as 7 just to get him off my team. And there we go. We traded away Brandon Peary for a 5th round pick. So that gives us a lot more options as far as signing a free agent goes. I tried really, really hard to get rid of Kane, so we had a lot of cap space to play with. But now we have just about $7 million to play with. And I mentioned a couple guys beforehand, but I think a guy like Jeff Skinner could be a really, really good second line option. I know there's Gustav Nyquist there, and nobody's gave him an offer yet. I wanted Artemi Panarin, but I don't have the cap space to give him what he wants. Anyway, I know he's only 27, and that would be perfect. I could sign him, for 6 years. He'd be 33. But I think a guy like Gustav Nyquist is a first-line player, And I definitely he fits. Nobody's offering him a contract. I'm probably just gonna have to give him what we have left in cap. I'll just give him 7.05 million per year, 7 million per year. So I hope he accepts it. He'd be a great addition. He could play second line. He could play first line. He's a sniper for us. So there's that sniper that I was looking for on the first line. And that would mean we could put him on the second line. I was thinking about putting him on the first line. So we would have Nyquist, Eichel, and Reinhart. And then on the second line, we'd have Okposo, Kane, and O'Reilly. And I definitely think that is a really, really good top six. Plus all the young defensemen that we have that are coming up. We don't have to sign anybody defensively. And I may just have to stick with one of our two-way contract goalies as a backup, and I might have to trade a third-round pick away for a goalie sometime later in the season. So we'll go ahead and offer him as much as we can. 7.5. I don't know if I want to give him any more than, 6 years. He'll be 35 then. What year would that be? I can't even think of what year that would be. But we'll go ahead and give him 5 years at 7.5. Hopefully he accepts that. Not too sure if he will or if another team is going to swoop in and take him right from underneath our nose. So there we go. We just offered Gustav Nyquist a contract. Jeff Skinner might have been the better guy to go with, though, in all honesty, just because he's 2 years younger and he's got the same overall. He's also a sniper. He's listed as a second-line forward, so we won't get upset with ice time. And he only wanted 3 years. We'll go ahead and offer him $7 million for that same 3 years. Hopefully he's the one that signs with us and not Nyquist. Either way, I'm okay with if either of these guys accept my offer. If not, we may have to sign more depth and hope that our guys grow. Because these guys are bona fide NHLers, and there's not a lot of big contracts coming up. The ones that I was worried about were like Eichel and Reinhart and Kane, but they all went ahead and we signed them. So now it's just other players around them that we have to worry about signing. So let's go see if anybody else offered these guys contracts. We're still the only one on Nyquist and one of the two on Skinner. So we'll see who we get first. Definitely would prefer either one of them, actually. I keep saying which one I'd prefer. Either one of them I'd take. Yeah, so they're still holding out there. Let's see if anybody swooped in and offered them a contract. That might actually make me nervous. But 2 teams now want Gustav Nyquist, and 2 want Skinner still. So we might lose out on the Nyquist race, but we might get Skinner. There's a team interested in Simmons. We have 7.9. If we signed a guy like Jack Roslovic, he would be a perfect fit to our team. But I'd probably have to give him 3.75 maybe, almost $4 million. And I'll have to go check the offer sheet compensation for that real quick. I've never actually signed a restricted free agent, so I'd give him this year's second-round pick to that team. He's definitely worth a second-round pick in my opinion, but I'll wait and see if we can get these 2 guys first. Rejected. So those 2 guys rejected our offer. Gustav Nyquist is still available. I could go ahead and get a guy like Jack Roslovic, who's still going to grow. He's got the low top 6 potential, 86 overall. We could leave Okposo on that first line. We'll go ahead and offer Gustav Nyquist. He said more money might change his mind. So go with 6 years at $7 million. At 7.9, that would be right up to the cap. So right there, offer him that contract. And then, I never sign restricted free agents because I don't like giving away draft picks. But he's an 86 overall. I know he's a center, but he won't play center. He'll play winger for us. I'll just change him into a winger because he played winger when he played, I believe it was at Miami University for college. He was a winger most of the time, and he definitely's got the skill set of a winger. Very fast, he's good with the puck. I don't think he's got any career statistics, only in the AHL, and he's put up a 50-point season, so his contract ran out, and he obviously asked for too much. We'll go ahead and give him, so yeah, 2 years is the perfect amount. We'll go ahead and give him $4 million for 2 years. Hopefully that would be enough for him. And that would also leave us with a decent amount of cap space as well. We would only have to give up this year's second to Winnipeg, so it's kind of like trading for him anyway on a $4 million contract. Hopefully he accepts it. This year's second round pick, yes, we'll go ahead and give that offer sheet up. Maybe Nyquist accepts beforehand. We haven't really gotten anybody too interesting in free agency. I haven't been able to swing anything in free agency, but we've been building through the draft and been building via the trade. So it's a good team. Certainly somebody like that would help. Maybe we sign Neuwirth or Enroth again if we can get Roslovic, because we'd have some cap space. Go ahead and keep advancing the day, because I don't know what we have as far as cap space. We have a player morale meeting. Evander Kane, believe me, I tried to make it work, but I would like to be traded. Okay, so Evander Kane is demanding a trade, which is bothersome because I tried to trade him and nobody wants him. And I just answered wrong on his response, so that sucks. I don't think his morale goes up either way. So I tried trading you, Kane, but I'm not getting anything back that I would want. So let's go ahead and see if his overall jumps back up with ice time and stuff like that. Go ahead and advance a day. See if we can sign either one of these guys. Roslovic accepted. So we just have to wait. Gustav. I had actually decided to sign with your team. Okay, so we did get Gustav Nyquist, but we have to wait for... They are not willing to match our offer, so we did get Jack Roslovic. We only had to give up a second-round pick. So I'll go ahead and I can change him right now to a winger. I'll actually do that when I'm setting the lines. Jack Roslovic, 85 overall, 22 years of age. Not being on a team was weird. Good, so he responds favorably to demanding. It's exactly what we want. Apologize for being monotonistic, but there's like a big checklist to go over, and I'm trying to contemplate what I do about the Kane situation. He wants to be traded, so I tried to trade him, and I couldn't trade him away. So we'll just go ahead and I'll actually maybe put in an offer for a backup goaltender. Now that we have $3.8 million available, a backup goaltender wouldn't be bad to go ahead and see if we can swing one. Michael Neuwirth, we can offer him, or actually offer a contract to Chad Johnson, because I know I have to jack it up. 2.75 for 1 year as a backup. He's already got the Sabres picture on, so we'll go ahead and see if we can bring him back to Buffalo. But for now, I'm okay with the signing of Roslovic and giving up our second round pick. And I'll cut this part of the video out, and I'll get to the next thing you guys should see is the set lines. All right, guys, and I am back. So, a couple things to note. This looks like signing Jack Roslovic was a really, really good idea. He's now an 87 overall. I know he's listed as a third-line scoring forward, but an 87 overall winger for us. The only downside is that Kane is an 80, and as you saw, he asked to be traded. Hopefully he, enjoys his playing time and his morale goes back up. I answer a couple of team questions the way he likes, so his morale maybe jumps back up, because it's going to be really, really hard to trade Kane, and I probably would get not a lot in return. If he jumps back up to an 86, this top six is just studly. Then we have Larson, Bonino, and Baptiste there. on the third line. And then Nylander finally made the jump to where he's good enough to play in the NHL. I know he's listed as a depth forward, but he's 82 overall. He can play with Gergensons and Marcus Foligno, two guys that are relatively decent defensively. If you guys have any different recommendations for line combinations, or definitely think I should get rid of Kane and just get rid of him for almost anything, let me know, because he does have decent trade value, but not a lot, which is unfortunate. If I didn't piss him off and would have managed him more correctly, this would have been a really, really good team. But, you know, his current morale, it's on the upswing. As you can see there's a little green arrow next to his red face, so maybe he is going to get better. And same thing with Jack Eichel. Maybe he's going to be happier as well as the season goes on. Defensively, trading away Bogosian was a good idea because Jake Bean's stepping right into that role. We still have Ristolainen and Fowler up here. Kulikov and Bean, and then we have Foote, who's now in 82, and again, Jake McCabe. Everyone's in their listed role except for Fowler, who's listed as a top 4 defenseman, but I'm going to play him on the top 2. Power play looks something like this, you know, nothing really too different. I'll go ahead and get Bonino off there and put Evander Kane, maybe just flood him with ice time, make him happy, because that's really a goal, is to keep Evander Kane happy so he can get back up to an 86 overall. Even if it means neutralizing the rest of the team, Eichel and Kane have a priority right now. These are two stud players that I want to keep happy, and morale is a big factor. So Eichel's neutral. I don't want to get Eichel into the Evander Kane spot where he says he demands to be traded. I know Kane have demanded to be traded, but I'm not going to trade him because I think we can make him happy here in Buffalo. 4-man power play looks like that. Penalty kill. We got Jack Roslovic and Gergensons, Bonino and Ryan O'Reilly. You know, we'll go ahead and give Kane some time here on the penalty kill as well. 3-man penalty kill, Jack Roslovic. I know he doesn't have a very high face-off rating, but he's got really, really good defensive stats. So him and Gergensons are really good PK guys. I definitely think a second rounder was worth Jack Roslovic. Other than that, there's not too much. Matt Murray's hovering right around an 86, so I guess he's at an elite potential. Hopefully he has a good season and grows, because he's been having pretty good seasons, like 923, 924, and then last season was a little bit of a down year. But I mean, goal against average too is it's going up, but it's like 2.3 and 924 save percentages. Those are pretty good. Maybe I have to improve the defense. I don't know what I have to do to make this team better and get it over the hump, because, you know, we were good until the, last quarter of the season where we really cooled off. But then in the playoffs, we took off. We destroyed the Panthers. And then we pushed to Game 7 against Toronto when I got really, really mad and raged. I apologize if I was, too angry and loud for all of you guys. But, yeah, so if Kane can grow, or not grow, but get back up to his form, that's the biggest key for us right now. If you guys think I should have done something differently, or think I should still do something differently, please go ahead and let me know in the comment section. But other than that, that's how the 2018, 2019, or is it 2019, 2020? Yeah, the 2019-2020 Buffalo Sabres are going to look, as of now anyway. So if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button in the middle of your screen. Go ahead and check out the rest of the playlist if you haven't seen any of these videos, because it's been a pretty fun series. And go ahead and check out whatever video YouTube deems is best for you. And have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.